Hello, YouTubers, don't stop to watch. This is actually a video for a friend who was asking me to quickly explain this intro bit here as quickly as I can, or in this case, try to explain it as well as I can without everyone going crazy. Now, if you already have more knowledge about this game, just share it in the comments down below. It will help out the friend. Otherwise, for those who are watching and also trying to learn, help out those people too. But all right, so you can basically choose any one of these, what sounds good to you. Again, it always blends down to what sounds good to you in this part. Otherwise, this is mostly used for enchantments, which enchantments in turn are used for what specific perks you want for your armor, which in this game, armor is only just cosmetic because this stuff plays as talismans or as little beacons or slots. So it's interesting little thing, I would say. So if you pick mutation, for example, we'll go to mutation. We'll go to playstyle. And say, for example, we play as a tank. We click that as a playstyle. Wait, what? I'm sorry, it threw itself out the window there. So basically, you go like that, and then you have a choice between these four. And if you go like this, you click melee, go back over again. You can see brutes also similarly in there. Now you're like, okay, what happens if I pick that and I see brute again? Same difference. There's no difference. It just kind of narrows down to if you're just doing DPS as a DPS class, you would probably want to play as a scrapper. You want to play as that, pure melee damage. Everyone goes home happy. Very good for soloing as well. So if I go like this, you just pick and choose what you want for this. And from what I understand, is dark melee is pretty good. Because again, it does like really crazy damage. Like from what I understand. Otherwise, from what I've played for my own personal playstyle, I did Titan weapons, but they're also incredibly slow. And they're more preferred when I was playing as a tank. And it sounds crazy, but at the same time, when I was at least playing it, I chose that tanker. And then I went... Where'd it go? Invulnerability. So again, it's really easy to kind of go with this off the gate here, because you can still unlock this entire tree. So if you just pick off your starter, which is temp invulnerability, and then you go like this, you pick and choose what you want to pick. So you can pick dual blades, and you can basically choose what you want to pick here. And so if you want to pick something that gives you like a cone attack so you can kind of keep the aggro of enemies, I would say definitely go for something that's fast, or go for something that's large or huge, which just does like raw freaking strength. So you got jab and punch, haymakers, and all this. All good stuff from what I understand too, which also works in the play style of the class. There's also taunt as well, as you can also notice. There's also that as well. See the similarities here? So there's no, again, true bad way to play this. So just whatever sounds really cool to you, just go with it. Because no matter what, it's kind of going to roll down to the same style. Now, fighting staff, again, what I understand is supposed to be really fun too. Again, if you just want to go that route, if you want to play as like a monk or something like that, if you're trying to go with that play style, it just works out, right? So you just want to play as a big beefy boy, you just do that. Play as a big beefy boy. As you can see right here, you got the big beefy boy right there, which looks actually pretty cool out of the gate. You click random if you choose. It's up to you. Okay, that was kind of cool, I ain't gonna lie. Oops. Again, you can play as different kinds of characters, like Animorphs and all that. Again, I'm just picking whatever looks kind of cool as a quick little example. Okay, that pumpkin looks really cool. Okay. That one looks really cool. I'm getting kind of sold on that one. I'm getting kind of sold on that one really quickly. Someone please pull me away from that. Oh God, it's getting better. Okay, that pumpkin head has to stay. I don't care about anything else in the world right now, but this pumpkin is making my life happy. Oh man. Okay, we gotta go back to that head real quick. This is gonna take a while, everyone. I'm sorry. Decent. So basically, you just go like that. You just pick the pumpkin head. Okay, life is good. Upper body, everything else, all right, looks all right. You just pick that, whatever. Again, whatever looks good to you. That list looks dope. That looks absolutely dope. There's that. And it really creates some really crazy ass stuff here. So we're going with random. I usually take my time with this, but because this is a video, I'm trying to narrow it down as quick 10 hours later. Okay, so that looks alright. I like that. That one looks alright. Just because of the fact we are pressed for time here. So again, you pick and choose. So the weapon does matter for me. Okay, that one looks dope. We'll go with that. Okay, we got staff fighting and invulnerability. There we go. Nope. Hero. Enter game. Oh my god! Alright. There you go. A majority of the players in this game ironically play the hero side. Like, villain side, I've not seen a single soul. So again, if you're trying to play this game and you're hoping to see other player, like an outside, I haven't seen barely anyone in there. And as I say that, everyone who just decided to dip. But no. There's usually much more players than this. At least on different like servers and time of the day and all that. And then plus it's like, what time is it here in the recording? 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll talk to Matthew here. I use it as goof around in this mission, and now me and my girlfriend, we kind of just goof around in this, and there, I just activated my shield here. Again, I'm just showing this with a friend, just so that way they can get an idea how the game plays and how this works. You can also change the color of this. You can also add, from what I've been told, you can actually do cell shading, which is pretty cool. These guys are going to try to start some shit. What the hell's going on? Damn, this game has no confidence in me. And we pick powers. We have Precise Strike, Brawl, which I'm actually going to equip that here real quick. Okay, we're going to retreat. Yeah, you get the idea. Besides me going kamikaze for a minute. I'm in danger. Interesting they set me over there, though. Because usually the dudes are over here. Yeah, why the hell did they... Wait a minute. Why'd they set me over there? They're usually over here. I have questions. So, basically, too, you can see right here, I actually have a mod here, or in this case, an enhancement. Now, these enhancements work the following way. Now, you can equip this to certain things. I would recommend, obviously, going for whatever main abilities you're trying to focus on here, which temp and vulnerability, which is just amazing, with other roll-on perks, which is just stay on all the time for me. And I usually have them like set up here. So, for example, if I click the plus button, and I set this to like a random number, I set this is like 4. Right click, vertical, like that. I just kind of set it up like this, and then I just have it. It looks kind of cool that way, right? And usually I just combat toggled like that, and then I go like this because I usually don't look at it. And then, unless I'm paying attention to DPS and numbers and all that, which I usually don't. But when I do, So basically, again, you can see over here the example. You play a character, and if it doesn't feel right to you, you can go back to the drawing board. You know, just kind of goof around with it. Now, they do give you options in this game to also re-roll it as well. Or respec your character however you want. Also, a good tip for this as well, if you're doing a lot of damage to the Blood Brothers here, you can actually hang out in this area for a while and just grind it as much as you can if you decide to pick one of the high experience servers. And there's always a list, by the way, of where those servers are within the sub servers in this game. You can just grind this. Like, I usually pick level 4 before I decide to leave this instance, because this area right here is a little bit of an instance, and then eventually these enemies disappear forever. But you can abuse this until, you know, you get as much levels as you possibly can squeeze out of this lemon, and then you kind of move forward. But it's useful. Again, it helps you get used to your class, the abilities and all that, which I advise just hanging out in here for a while and, you know, learning about how enemies behave and everything of that nature. Getting quests in this game are also very similar to games like World of Warcraft as well. There's NPCs everywhere. There's contacts, which if you go over here, you click on contacts, it brings you up different ones. You can talk to him. If you become an acquaintance with them, I think it was, or so, or there's like a certain time you can actually start talking to them or call them. You don't have to go return to them necessarily, and they usually give like a 3-day charge for that. So what happens is like 3 days you can get a recharge in this for free, and it just gives you like ways to kind of complete quests just in case they brick or something. We're long done with this quest already, but you can see I'm kind of just pumping experience points out of these enemies. And then we got ourselves some more mods. And you can see that yellow, wow, I'm tired, you can tell. The red font at the bottom there. It's basically because you're not a part of that origin, which I was explaining earlier. As you can see, I have 2 of these here, which aren't really useful. Now, what you do is you sell these to the vendors, or you trade it to a friend in your party who has the same origin as those. Nice little trade system, too. If you have someone in your party, you just right-click their names on the side here or whatever. And, like, the box would say, like, pet or something like that. Or party. And you just basically trade it to them, and life is good. And everyone gets their enhancements they need if you happen to drop them. Or in your inventory. Or if you have nobody in your party, just sell them to the vendor. I'll show you where the vendors are here real quick before we wrap up the video. But this is a really useful way to kind of build up or farm a little bit of these enhancements if possible. This character I'm going to have to tweak. My OCD is looking at how the character is designed. He's beautiful, but at the same time, I need to change him up a bit if I'm going to take him seriously. I already have characters I play with here, so this one would probably just stay dormant. You can see I'm trying to get used to the playstyle, and so that's why I'm playing this. You see I was kind of goofing around earlier and almost dying, or unaliving in this case, and you can of course toggle this, by the way, which I was trying to do earlier. But yeah, basically, I'll show you an example of what I was talking about too with the little thing you get. So this one right here, if it will show me, mutagen. So because I picked mutagen, it gives me this, which is a little bit of an extra power, which is connected to that loosely. If you look at the bar here, it gives you a little bit of a bar. As you can see, you can just pump into it as much as you can. Get level 3, level 4, level 5. And I like doing this with newer classes in this one, just so that way, again, get the feel for it. And usually when you're done with classes or trying to get back to a quest or an NPC, bottom thing here, which was originally up there, drag it down here somewhere you can kind of see it better. Would you just click anything like this little transparent spot here, and it'll allow you to drag it? There's like no options you have to really click for that. Also, you can drag this down here too, so if you need to look at that better. I usually keep things like this because it's easier to read. Because I ain't bothering to look up at the top of the screen, because I always focus at the bottom, because the way I'm sitting. What the hell am I doing? I'm not close to him, that's why. I didn't get close and hug him. There you go. But you get the idea what I'm doing here. I'm upsetting all these dudes. And for inspirations, which are currently full, I can pop on those, which basically inspirations give you like healing, they give you like extra damage. This is actually a revival, which I thought was pretty funny. And if you have your cursor over it for a little while, it gives you information, which this I believe is like extra RNG. They just do not like me in this spot. I'll get here for now. And again, it's just really more so what your playstyle is. So, man, if you find kind of some help with this, I'm glad. Otherwise, it's really just a more of a straightforward process. There's really no overcomplication to this other than what you feel comfortable with and what you, if you feel like you're pretty much getting destroyed a lot in this game, go for like a couple extra perks like empathy and all that to help give you some healing, because when it comes to tanking jobs, you can't quite get that full healer experience from what I've seen. There we go. That's what I wanted. Level 4. Yeah, you can basically go up to level 4 with that. Just grind as much as you can. Because of the server's 100% experience points buff, you get like an extra crazy increase. And so as long as you fight enemies, you get good chunks. And you can kind of boost up a little bit earlier. And all you do is just beat up on some enemies for a while. And then you turn this into Matthew. Ask her about available missions. What were you thinking? Ask about the store. And again, you can kind of drop your stuff off here if you want to. Otherwise, you don't got to. And hopefully easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And how you level is, again, you talk to NPCs such as this. Now, I'll show you here real quick on the map. Which, if I press this button here 100 billion times, I will, of course, make it go zoomy zoom. But basically, if you want to have a good idea where the NPCs are, you just kind of go like this. And things that look... Let me move out of the way. Things that look kind of like that. If you see that icon right there, run to it, and that should be an NPC that helps you level, I hope. Or other useful classes or anything of that nature. You can also, if you don't like how your character looks, you can go to this and talk to her that way. And all the way up until level 10, you can do it for free, and then it just starts costing you money, by the way. So they give you some options here, such as Dull the Pain. And what this does, it helps you recover health and all that. This is an automatic ability. So it's always on is basically just a passive. Merciful Blow, which gives you another attack if you so desire. Again, just basically if you're going tank, just unlock these as early as you can and then slowly unlock these. Kind of a little bit of a thing there otherwise. Otherwise, if you're trying to bounce out keeping aggro and all that good stuff, then, you know, it's probably a good idea to kind of build into those. And then for here, I go into health. Though stamina is important too. Then you level up again. Gives you some other choices. So at level 4 here, the reason why I'm doing it like this too is to kind of give you like a walkthrough of how to sort of start the game off in a way. So you can also choose extra things here. So you can get flight as early as possible if you want. Or not. That's fighting. What am I doing? Flight. Well, how if I click that? I am exhausted. You can tell. So you click that, and you can also fly around the game, and it's incredibly useful. I don't use this right away because I just, again, focus on everything else. So you get leadership as well, which gives you maneuvers, which is incredibly useful. Absolutely love this perk. It gives you and your teammates all of the defense possible, which is a great survivability thing. Absolutely fantastic. Medicine, which you can also heal others if you so desire. Injection. You will fire a small dart at a target. The dart will release a beneficial serum or a toxin, basically, depending on whether it strikes friend or foe. If it hits a friend, it gets freed from immobilization. So basically, if you're just being a total good guy, you just do that. Aid self, which basically you can use that again to be able to heal yourself, which leaves you wide awake and restraint to stun effects. You also have a trained, if you have also a trained medic. This power will grant you an unenchantable long duration endurance over time effect. So again, really useful, really great stuff. Also gives you an extra Voke if you so desire, which is also, again, very useful. So, great right here. Presence is just incredibly cool for tanks. I grabbed this as well as I just grabbed flying because, again, I'm lazy. Just works so well. So basically this right here, it's so damn useful. And classes such as, again, depending on how you want to play, if you want to have a little bit extra damage as you're being a tank, just look and read every single one of these powers and just go from there. Again, it really depends heavily on what you want to do. So again, if you want to do that, you can do so. Field Medic, which is just gives you a nice little perk to kind of heal others as well and all this good stuff. It does good stuff overall, man. And you can see right here what it does in stats. You can drag this bar. Again, you get the idea. Just, whatever, right? So if you decide to do that, which again, if you're playing as a tank, I would just say go there. But if you're trying to play as however the fudge you want, then you just go with that. It's usually how I go anyway. I play however the fudge I want. And if something doesn't seem like it's working right over time, I kind of go, okay, count my blessings and go and do something else. This environment looks really cool, by the way. It's absolutely awesome. But for now, if you all enjoyed this video, or if my friend found some use out of this, you'll probably thank me afterwards. But otherwise, for now, take care, and I'll see you all next time.